The telecom sector, the kinds of services, by the way, just keep your specific complaints coming through. We'll see how much of them we can focus on. Well, now we're joined by Mr. Delu Ogunbanjo, who is the President, National Association of Telecom Subscribers. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Yeah, but are you aware of fresh complaints coming through from consumers? Because this time it looks as though when they complained the last time and something was said or was going to be done, it looks as if everything just nosedived now. What could it be? What are they saying this time, operators?
Thank you very much. Operators are now telling us their challenges. For instance, the flood disasters, the vandalism by Boko Haram members, burning down and outrightly, pulling down their base stations, multiple taxation and regulation by state governments and state houses of assembly, federal government, local governments, and all that. But for us, these are business challenges that must be surmounted so as to give a better quality service. So they should be doing more. And NCC should also perhaps be looking at, okay, these are the challenges. How do we also together face these challenges, solve them? And NCC should also, as a regulator, start to be looking at a situation where what are your expansion plans to cope up with the subscriber base on your various networks? What are your rollout, your base station rollout, in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months? They begin to, look at that as preparing to actually get good quality service to consumers.
Okay, but one of the most basic questions that consumers out there will ask is, they may give all the challenges they've got, excuses, they could highlight them as much as they want to, no problems. But why charge for services not provided? Because if someone subscribes to a particular service, you deduct the money for that service. Say, which one now? Say, perhaps those who use the BlackBerry service. I think it's a Tesla who's been down for 5 consecutive days. Some are tweeting about that. Then they charge for that service. They're not providing the service. So what's the excuse for that? The same vandalism or improving the network? Why charge for services not provided for?
We have asked these questions before. What the response we get is, the moment you want to, say dial or use the service and, you engage the networks, it is a situation where you are already being charged. But the solution to that is, when you now complain, shouldn't they give you compensation? Some do get compensation, some don't. And this is where, again, NCC, a lot of the times, when you complain to the operator and the operator is not giving you, what you require in terms of service or compensation, you now call NCC. Of course, NCC will ensure that you are given the due compensation.
Do you think the NCC is overwhelmed?
I don't think so. Because before 2012, they have not been up their sleeves. But you and I have seen that they are now at least giving them fines. They are now, ensuring that engaging the entire industry by actually establishing or inaugurating a committee that will work on these challenges of operators.
But like someone we spoke to earlier said, yes, they are given fines, but the operators recoup those fines from the end users. At the end of the day, it's still the subscriber that is losing.
I must say that that is the bit we also would want the NCC to look into, because it is the actual user of these services that suffers the consequences of poor quality service. So we are saying, rather than give them fines that will be paid to government, give subscribers or consumers of those services some little succor by maybe 1,000 naira each on the network. Of course, that will pain them. That will, of course, make a statement that, look, it is because you are not giving them good quality service. That is why you are obviously being sanctioned, or giving compensation to subscribers on your various networks. So rather than make a statement and make money, in quote, or revenue for government, it is the actual sufferer that should be given some little succor by way of compensation, given airtime for all these poor quality service. Because when you look at it, when you are dialing, it's not going. The call setup rate, you may dial 5-6 times before you get connected. Again, lucky you if you get connected, it starts to break and you are not hearing. Sometimes the other guy is hearing you, you are not hearing. So all these things, the subscriber still pays, because all this disconnect is being suffered by the subscriber. So we are saying, please, NCC, try and understand from our point of view, give us some compensation as, some succor to bad quality service.
If you look at it, trying to look at how long we've come, 12 years and counting, and we thought that by now all of this would have been a thing of the past, because the flood or the issue of the Boko Haram didn't just start today. We've always had a wonderful moment, an atmosphere that you want to call an atmosphere of peace. So bringing up the excuse from the operators saying to you and your body that, well, this is as a result of what they've gone through in recent times, it really doesn't hold water. Now, take for instance what Chamberlain was saying concerning perhaps those who use the network, like Etisalat and MTN. Sometimes you wake up, your credit disappears from your phone. Even sometimes you place a call and they tell you perhaps you're on a third-party application, even when your phone has no third-party application. I'm quite sure you must have seen such cases. Is it the NCC that should now say, compensate this person, or how does that particular subscriber get compensated for such monies taken off his phone without justification?
Thank you very much. You see, the excuse, in quote, they give when such happens, for instance, you can't use your BB and all that, and then like the examples you had given, the excuses they do give is the fact that anything technologically based could misbehave once in a while. That is understandable, but ability to also immediately listen and compensate commensurately on, with the subscriber is what we are saying. Yes, we're not saying every technology is perfect. Yes, elsewhere in the world, some of these things happen, but not as frequent as here. But please respond quickly to these complaints and compensate subscribers. BlackBerry, in one of the network operators, has been down in the last 4 or 5 days. What are they going to do? Sometimes there are isolated cases, even with some of the operators, maybe in an area where the signal strength is weak. Now this person gets to use his BB, he has paid for 30 days, he now cannot use it for more than 20 days. These are the issues.
And the days lost is never compensated for.
Unfortunately. Perhaps BlackBerry and some of those services, data and all that, could also be pay as you use. This is what we want to, suggest now to the Commission. Like, if you load a credit now, if you say 1,000 naira, it is pay as you use. So for BlackBerry, rather than a fixed 30-day period, so if it is down for 1 day, then it means I have 31 days. So perhaps the all these data things that are time fixed and time bound should be a pay as you use system. That again, like we have told the DSTV or these cable TV providers, these are the things they should be working and develop softwares to accommodate this.